Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles. Welcome to my channel, and I have another skirt vlog. I go through phases. I love making skirts and I love modifying my skirt block. So if you don't have your own skirt block, you can go to my video where I show you how to do it. It's super easy. I will link it in the iCards and down below. Otherwise, if you want a free pattern that's like a nice skirt block, there's the Marfy pattern, and you just have to sign up with your email and then you can get it, download it for free. So good options there. I will link that one down below as well. So I am making another mermaid skirt, but not so flowy as the other one and with a more structured fabric. And it's another way to create that fitted look up to mid-thigh and then flaring out. Now, I like that style. I think it's super flattering. As I said before, it's a very popular style here in Brazil. Most ladies are wearing stuff like that. And I have made skirts like this before in the past. So I thought I'd just draft it and show you how it's super easy. If you wanted to try and make this out of a knit, you can. You can do the same exact process if you have a basic pencil skirt that is designed to be a knit. So I would also do it out of a structured knit, you know, like a thicker one, because yeah, it would just hang nicer. So now I will insert the process or the video of how I'm doing this. This is my skirt block. Now from the tip of these little darts there on the front piece and on the back, I just extended a line all the way down. So I measured that little tip there, what the distance was to the center here, and just copied it same at the bottom, drew a straight line. I did the same with the back. Now I'm gonna take this and fold it, and this is gonna be my front lateral piece, and this is gonna be my front center piece. And because I've already cut out the darts, they will just be incorporated into the seam line. So I'm gonna do the front first. I'll get rid of the back and bring another piece of paper and draw this again. Here you see some blue lines on the paper. Basically, this is my front piece here, you know, that little piece. Then I've given myself lots of paper space there, and I've drawn the other side of the front skirt there. So that's what you see. Up to here, from the side seam down, 35 centimeters, it's still nice and fitted to my body right here. And from there, 35 centimeters, down there is 25, and I've made those marks everywhere. See, they're gonna be like notches. I'm gonna give a flare. I'm gonna measure 10 centimeters out here. Just make a little marking there, and from the other side as well, 10 there. And from that little mark there, I'm gonna take my tape measure and just draw a line. Oh, my line is gonna measure 25 centimeters here, 25. And then from that same point, I'm gonna mark a dot there, little dot there, and then I'll have a curve here, there. That is too square there, so I'm gonna round that out a little bit there. There. And I'm gonna do that same flare out to here. So here are my front pieces, my central one that's going to go on the fold and the lateral one. So it's going to be quite tight up to there, and then it flares out, as you can see. So one of these on the fold, two of those, and now the same exact process for the back. I have marked hip there so I don't get confused. Same as here, hip. And I've marked all my notches that I need to, you know, line up when I'm sewing. I can place this on fabric now, and if my fabric doesn't have a direction, like it's non-directional, I can place it like this and save tons of fabric. So basically like that, you know. So when I was cutting out my panels, I made sure to mark, because you know here on the side you can't really tell. It's, well, the hip curve is a bit more pronounced than this middle bit that used to have a dart there. So the dart's been taken out and is incorporated into that seam line. So I made a line there to symbolize the hip, and I did the same on that side. That's just with chalk. And then over here, to attach these panels, I have these little marks that come from my pattern. So when I attach these, I'll make sure to match those and here as well. So very simple. I'm just gonna one seam there, and I'll have my front. And for the back, it's very similar. So I have the same little markings here in chalk to match up my pieces, and I've done the line there for my hip. Now, slight difference to the pattern because the dart at the back is wider and longer, more pronounced. So there are differences in the pattern pieces as such to fit my body. But the construction is very simple. I just need to attach these seams, and then my back will be done, and unite them together, and sew on the side seams. This will not have a zipper or anything because it's stretchy. It's quite stretchy, nice stretchy, so I can just wiggle into the skirt. I'm going to create a curved waistband. So I've got the top part of my skirt block, just a little bit. I draw on the paper with the darts. I extend the darts, just keep going up with a line to make it very high-waisted. Extend the hip curve a little bit more up as well. Then I've drawn the lines that I taper down towards the center, front and back, and I've done the same on the top. So I measure 5 centimeters from that blue line up to the other blue line. And then all I have to trim this out and then remove that dart. So you can see I've trimmed it, I removed that dart, and now I put this together, and I'm going to tape that together, and I'll have a curved waistband. There you can see I've placed it on a paper that's on the fold. I've added seam allowance 1 centimeter at the end, and I have my waistband piece. Now here I've labeled it. It says there to cut 4. I've labeled the bottom that will be attached to waist, and the little arrows are the ones that are going to be at the top. Here are my 4 curved waistbands. I need them in 2 layers, of course, and one of them has to have a seam, but I'll make sure I put the one with a seam in the middle inside, so you can't really see it from the outside of the skirt. It's not going to affect anything. Now for every single piece here, I have left 1 centimeter of seam allowance. So for the top, for the sides, everywhere, when I cut these out, I have that seam allowance to work with. I've sewn the seams there. You can see there for the front and the back, and I have pressed them open already. I have overlocked them separately and pressed them open because it looks nicer like that. And so I've got my right sides together, and now I have to just sew now the side seams. This is the lining for the skirt. Now I'm not doing the panels or anything. This would just be a simple lining, and this is a stretch satin, quite stretchy. So it will match my stretchy fabric from the main skirt. Here I've got my lining and my skirt wrong sides together. Instead of doing the darts on the lining, I've done the pleats as I usually do. I've pinned them all the way around, and I'm just going to do a basting stitch to hold them together. Then I go to the waistband. Here I've attached both of the side seams of the waistband, and I've got them right sides together. I've pinned them on the top bit. You can see that middle seam there that I had to sneakily do. Here I've corded my elastics, very thin elastic, and I'm going to serge this onto my waistband, and I go stretching it out as I go. So you can see me removing pins and attaching on this very thin elastic on the top there. Then I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to have my waistband ready. What I've done here is pin my opened waistband. You can see there where I've attached and where the elastic is. So I've opened it up and I've pinned it right sides together with the skirt. all around, and I've matched the side seams of the skirt and the waistband. Now I've taken special care. This little seam I have here that I had to add on to one of the waistband pieces, I want it to be, when this is actually on, I want it to be in the middle of the back of my skirt, and that will just make it easier for me to know that this is the back and it's not visible there. So also, this is the bit that's going to be, okay, so this is going to be the inside bit of my skirt. When you turn this around, that is where I want the elastic to be, because when you look at the waistband, it just looks nicer on this side where the elastic isn't. And from here, when you press it, you can sort of see the elastic there a little bit. So I took that precaution. So basically that is how it's going to look. I'm going to go ahead and stitch that all the way around, press it. I'm going to clip around because this is all curved, and then this is going to be pressed up like that, and this is going to go down, and then on this visible bit there, I'm going to stitch in the ditch and catch the waistband on this other side. So here is my skirt. I used red bengaline. It's stretchy, it's quite structured. I think this is like pants, suited for pants, you know. And I've done a curved waistband, as you can see, with a little elastic inside just to give it more structure. You saw me attaching on the waistband with my stitch in the ditch foot. And I think, I mean, although it's still visible, it's not really visible. You know, no one should be looking at your waistband in such detail, but it's a very neat finish there with the stitch in the ditch foot, and inside it looks like that. Now you saw that the lining, I did not create all the pattern pieces, I just did a normal lining. So I'm going to turn this inside out so you can see it's just a normal skirt inside. That's nice and fitted, it's stretch satin. I have done pleats there instead of darts in the front and the back, and you know I do that. And the inside of my waistband has that little seam because I had to do that seam, but it helps me know what is front and what is back, you know. The hem is also done with satin bias tape just to follow the curves nicely. And this is a, oh, I don't even know, okay, that's the back. That's why I've got that seam there, it's intentional. So there's the front, there's the back, and you can see how it's nice and fitted and then has that shape there. See? Very hard to see the details and everything, but I think this is a very comfortable skirt. It fits really well. I loved making it. It's super easy to make. And I'll show you some pictures of how it looks. So I would use this type of pattern with solids because you can place the pattern pieces upside down, as you can see, and save a lot of fabric. I would also do it with prints that are non-directional. If you choose a print with a nap or something, yeah, it's super fabric hungry. Same as prints that are directional, because you're gonna waste a lot of fabric because the bottom parts of the pattern are quite wide, you know. So I'm really picky about the type of fabric I would use to make this sort of style. I would definitely make it again in a print. I love this. I really like the style. I think it's a skirt that's really wearable for me. So I will be definitely making some more. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. Maybe creating your own high-waisted curved waistband that always fits so much better
than just doing the straight one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a sewing tip with me. Bye!